Hello everyone, and welcome to the stream. So, today we're just going to be doing more of the same. We're going to be playing with our constructed deck. I'll probably get one more game in here with this card deck, and then I'm probably just going to move on to something else. I think this card deck is pretty good. I don't know if I even want to make any changes. I talked about maybe adding another board wipe in, but so far it's been performing very well. I think the thing about Kark decks is that people just don't know how to play against them, so you're going to get free wins just for that reason. Right, so I am going to be playing at least one of game with that, and then probably just do a game of Dark Draft in the arena. But I guess let's just get to it. Go ahead and queue up for constructed here. I've said this before, but I do think constructed is my favorite because you get to build a deck ahead of time, and I think that deck building portion is just one of the most interesting parts of games. And I think that's also probably the reason why I like the random 60 format so much, because you get a 60 card pool and then you make a deck. I think that's great. Hope that in the future we have other formats like that that aren't just 30 from 60. But for now, I guess I'm doing some constructed. How's it going, Pix? Kiddos. Yeah. What else could we do? What are we going to do next? That's the big question. Let's start a new deck slot just in case. Alright, let's see what we got. I'm just brewing a little bit while I'm waiting here. What is going to be this new deck archetype? Random 60? Right? Yeah, random 60 is so fun. Let's see. I haven't really built a deck with Wing to Death in it. I think I used it as a one-off, but I could highlight that card a little bit more. I've been playing a lot of evil decks. I could play a deck that's more heavily a different color. Ooh, you know what? I know what it would be. Wait, have we done untargetables yet? I gotta look at the deck lists. You know, maybe I could show some of that off. I'm not sure. I'm not in the beta build on this computer. But yeah, basically right now, for those that don't know, in the beta build of people that are in the beta for Epic right now, the duels cards have been added, so you can play with the duels cards in constructed. You can play with them in random 30 and in dark draft, and also if you play any of the formats like dark draft and they show up in the pool, and you can make decks with those duels cards. So they just show up alongside all the other cards, and it's a separate expansion. But I don't have them set up right now. Hey, how's it going? Snokling? I hope I'm saying that right. Snokling? Alright, we're probably going to make an untargetable deck here. I don't think I made one yet. Tell you what, for the next stream I will get duel set up. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to play against anyone though. I think I can only play against other people that are in the beta. Let's do this. Yeah, I don't have an untargetable deck yet, so I'm going to talk about what the untargetable deck is and what it means. So basically, when you're playing Sage, right, you have these untargetable champions. They're great because they nullify your opponent's things like their Drain Essences and their Medusas and whatnot, but also uh, your opponent doesn't think you're going to play a combat trick on them. So what this deck does is generally just play these big dumb untargetable champions. Like Steel Sea Titan and Steel Golem are definitely the best ones. And then you are just going to figure out how to get them in. Yeah, if you get in it, then we could play next time. I could set it up on here. I'll jump in the beta at the beginning of the next round. And even if you can't, I can get an opponent for myself at least. I can, I know some people that are in the beta personally. Alright. Where was I? Right, so untargetable champions. What this deck's going to do is we're going to play these giant untargetable champions. For those of you who are just joining, I'm currently in the queue for the Kark deck, so I want to get one more Kark deck game in. And then I'll probably play a game of Dark Draft and maybe also make a another deck. So the deck that I was just talking about right a second ago was the big untargetables deck, which is probably what I'm going to play next. Big, dumb, and untargetable. Alright, the opponent's going first here, so we're going to go ahead and keep Urgent Messengers and Angel of Light. These are just both good cards in this situation. Now, you usually don't want Kark in your hand. This is a finisher. This is the kind of thing you want at the end of the game, or if you have a gigantic hand, you don't want it in your hand. Same thing goes for Watch of Gargoyle, because it has Recycle. It's a late game card. We're going to mulligan those. This way we also 100% have loyalty, if we want it, for Angel of Light or Brand. Probably what will end up happening is, if our opponent does anything besides pass, or play a 0-cost card and pass, then I'll be playing this Urgent Messengers here. Just so we can get a bigger hand. Alright, they did not pass. So you know what that means. I'll go ahead and draw 2 here. Now this Nova Unicorn is going to be drawing them a lot of cards, so we're just going to Drain Essence it right away. Main thing to look out for here, which we can't play around, is Angel of Mercy. So if they play Angel of Mercy after I Drain Essence that, I'll be sad. I'm guessing they have a second Noble Unicorn here. That's my spidey sense. Yeah. It's actually pretty fun. It kind of has this this giant monster feel to it when you just slam down a 11-14 and pass. But I'll go ahead and get him with 1 human token. It'd be pretty hard for the opponent to punish us for that. I guess they could, nah, yeah, they wouldn't be able to punish us for that. It'd be so hard to punish me for this attack. I mean, if they have an ambush champion here, it's probably actually better that for me that they play it right now than later. But unless it's a Watch of Gargoyle, I guess that would be bad. Or leave the other one up in case of Steel Golem. Usually if they have a Steel Golem and a way to clear it for 0, that'll be Force Mage Apprentice, so they could clear both anyway. So might as well only leave one up. It's probably going to be Lessons Learned Urgent Messengers here. We haven't actually been able to draw our Lessons Learned, I think, in any of our previous games. Now they're running, this is an interesting card, they're running Priest of Kalanor in this deck, so this card gives you 4 health and then also loyalty to a champion gains unbreakable and targetable this turn. It actually works pretty well with Final Task because you can use Priest of Kalanor on the thing you Final Tasked and then it stays in play. Now they're going to Urgent Messengers. Good Plague here. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. It's interesting. Second Wind just to gain 5. Oh, but they're at 8 cards in hand, that's why. A lot of people don't realize, but usually you can just ignore when you're at 8 and your opponent hasn't spent their gold. If you spend a gold, if you discard a card to make them not spend their gold, that's really worth it. So usually if you're at 8, just pass. If they still have their gold up. I mean, I could just play a Thought Plucker here And then after discarding a card, they can play the second wind and recycle. So, yeah. Go ahead and Urgent Messengers to draw 2 and make 2 more human tokens. Alright, and then once our turn starts, we'll probably attack with 1 human. If it gets blocked by the Priestess, then I'll brand it. Good use of brand. But we'll see what happens. I suppose I could also do something else weird. They're just going to block with a human token, alright. If they want to keep doing that, I'll be happy to clear their human tokens for mine. I'm probably the slower deck of the two of us. So it's very important to know who's trying to end the game aggressively. They might be playing a Kark deck, in which case this is going to be a weird game. But hopefully not. If they are playing a Kark deck, then I will need to pressure their health total, sadly. I'm assuming that they're Kark now. Doppelkark. They think this is the Kark mirror, yeah. They're just playing very defensively, so I assume they're playing Kark. And they have this Priestess of Angeline, Second Wind. They're playing Force Fields. They're probably Kark deck. They're just going to take 2 here, that's fine. I'll wither their Priestess and pass the turn. Just did that to lure out whatever play they were going to make. Doesn't look like they have a good play to make. Or maybe they're just trying to play it safe. But I am going to need to start getting in with these tokens. Because of stuff like this. Yup, they're playing Kark. Alright, what are we going to do about this? Probably just Drain Essence. This one might be a toss-up. I think we're going to lose. It could go either way. It's going to be very tough for me to pressure their health total. But we'll give it a shot. We could just top deck a Kark here. If we draw a Kark, then we probably win. But let's see. Right now they could reveal 6 for Kark, which would gain them 12. So they would go to 57. So if they have a second wind, then and Kark, and the rest of their hand is good. Not likely, but it could happen. They would win here. The rest of their hand -1, because they get to recycle as well. Alright, they're playing with the same deck. I guess they're playing Force Field, so it's not the same, and Frantic Digging. But I think they are on the Kark plan. Alright, I hope they don't Amnesia me here, because I want to Amnesia. I really want to find another good card. Oh no, they banished. Oh wait, they're banishing their own discard pile? That's a mistake. Don't do that. I mean, I guess I only have 1, so it's not the end of the world, but... The cards in your discard pile are valuable. They're not worth 2 health. I can't recycle though, because I only have the Wither. I guess I'm playing Angel of Light and gaining 5 here. It feels kind of bad, but I don't have another play to make, really. I mean, they do this. Some players do this thing where they're at 8 cards in hand, so they just play another card to go down to 7 when their opponent's gold is up. But that's a mistake. Let's see. It's tempting here to just buff this for 3 extra damage. I'm not sure how desperate I am right now. If they take 5, they go to 42. If they gain 10, they go to 52. It's not hard to win with Kark after that. Well, I guess we'll see. Probably just replay the Angel. Go up to 60. and draw 2 in their turn. I think this game's going to be pretty anticlimactic. I could deal 1 damage to them with Plague. Whatever, we'll gain the 10. We'll play it out. Yeah, I mean, this is, I think I was talking about this when I was talking about the Kark deck. I was saying that mirrors are always so ridiculous with this deck. If you're both on Kark and you're both doing traditional Kark, then the game might be over right here. If it Karked and you revealed 5, then I lose. Oh, they're running Secret Legion. Maybe they're not Kark. I have no idea anymore. Alright. What we're going to do is probably just draw 2 with Divine Judgment here. I can't unfortunately draw 2 with Plague. It's the main downside of having that many copies in your deck. I'm going to wither that. Let's see what happens here with 10 cards in hand. Probably going to play some 0 cost cards. Yeah, that is probably what they're doing. But it just seems strange they would have Secret Legion in their Kark deck. This card doesn't really contribute to your game plan. I don't know, maybe it's a Justice Prevails Kark deck? That could be cool. I don't think I've made that one before. Oh, they're going to discard a lot. If that was Kark, we would just win. What are my chances? I only have 2 Karks left because I mulliganed 1. And I banished another 4/5, so I banished. So 43, 2 out of 43 is, if I just play Amnesia right now, there's a decent chance that I just draw it. Not that high. It's 1 in 21 about. So 5%, or yeah, about 5%. That wasn't it. I'm gonna keep going though. We're gonna wither this. Second wind it. Oh. Easy game. I don't even need to reveal any. That's the Kark deck. There's Kark for you. Oh man, Kark Mirror is so ridiculous. I don't even know if that was a Kark Mirror, but it felt like one. Alright, that sounds like a good game to lend that deck to rest. And someone's in the arena right now, so I'll just hop into that. Kark speed run. It was good. Yeah, I got 3 games in with it, I think. But I'm afraid always when I start the Kark deck that if the game's going to go to time, because the last 2 games, the opponent just conceded. He just, we didn't even get to play Kark because the opponent conceded. So here we're going to, it's possible that the person in the arena already had an opponent. So if we don't find one pretty soon, I might just make that Untargetables deck. So basically, I'll talk about the Untargetables deck. This deck's very silly. So you run things like Steel Golem and Sea Titan. You have a couple of options. You can either play the deck style where you try to just remove their blockers with Flash Fires and whatnot, or races, that kind of thing. You just get in with your giant things. Or you can just make it so that your things can't be blocked. You can use Ice Drake, Frost Giant. You can use Deadly Raid. You can use Battle Cry, Winds of Change. All of those cards let you get in, even if you're blocked. Because people never expect that your Steel Golem that was blocked by a 1/1 is suddenly going to gain +5, or not +5, +3 attack and breakthrough that turn. Thanks, Snokling. I hope I'm saying that right. Snokling. Snokling. I'm saying that right. Yeah, so for those of you who are joining the stream, I'm going to be doing the duels. I'll be previewing duels and showing you what is going on in the beta on Friday. For now, I'm just going to be playing some games. It does look like I'm going to be making that Steel Golem deck. So we are going to keep a new deck slot here. All right, let's talk about the core here. So the core of the deck, in my opinion, you've got to have Sea Titan, and you've got to have Steel Golem. Now, in my personal opinion, you also have to have Misguide Herald and Surprise Attack. Now, the reason for this is you're going to have a lot of slow, big champions. So what you want is some kind of payoff. And Surprise Attack is going to help you get your things like your Steel Golems and your Sea Titans out, but also the Misguide Herald will do the same thing. So usually in this type of deck, I'll actually go heavy enough into Wild to go Raging T-Rex and just play lots of gigantic champions. And that's what we're going to do. I'm going to go ahead and it's just going to be a Sage and Wild deck. Now the exact card choices from here, the exact card choices from here are up to you, but I'm going to go ahead and just put together what I think I'm going to run. I usually like to play Vanishing in this deck. I think it's quite strong. I also really like Keeper of Secrets in any deck that has enough Sage for it. You don't really need Amnesia in this deck. You're going to be you're going to win quickly or lose quickly. That's how this deck works. And honestly, that's kind of what makes it very fun to play, in my opinion. You definitely want some aggressive cards, so I might play Shadow Imp. I might play Warrior Golem. These are 0-cost Blitz champions in Sage. Same with Force Mage Apprentice. So these are cards that I'm considering. But I'm also considering Frantic Digging because generally this deck runs out of cards very quickly. We're also going to go over to Wild here, and I think I am going to be running enough to play Raging T-Rex, so I'm going to go ahead and play Raging T-Rex. Kong here. We're just going to run big champions. Could even play Brachiosaurus, honestly, if I wanted to. I'm not sure if I do. We're not going to be playing the normal Lash Rage here because we're going to be relying more on our champions just getting in. We also don't really want small champions like Fire Shaman. I mean, we could play Fire Shaman. We could just play Savage Uprising. But we're going to be probably using Savage Uprising because it won't hit any of our things except for Misguide Heralds. And Hurricane Effects will be especially nice in this deck. And usually you want some burn in these type of decks. So I am going to be playing probably Flame Strike. It's a 3 of. So what's our Wild looking like? So I want to put in at least 3 more cards in Wild here. It might just be Strafing Dragon. It's just a really solid card. Get your opponent to spend their gold first. It might be Brachiosaurus. Don't want to go too heavily on the loyalty. I have the T-Rexes, but even that might be too much. Let's just do a payoff card here. So we can do either battle. I'll go for the Battle Cry. I like that it's a draw too if you play it off turn. So we're going to use the Battle Cry as one of our payoffs. And then we're going to go to Sage here. We are going to play Deadly Raid. We also want to play Lessons Learned. Where is it? If I can find, apparently I can't spell here. We got Lessons Learned. The thing is, Lash Out and Rage are great, except that they really don't work with our untargetable champions, which is a big feature of this deck. Is we have giant champions and we have untargetable ones. We're going to go ahead and run Frost Giant and Ice Drake. That's going to be a key feature of this deck. Alright, what else? Probably also want Ancient Chant in this deck, to be honest. So let's see, right now we're at 30. We're too much. We have too much cards. We got to cut 2. I might just cut 2 Frost Giants or 2 Ice Drakes. We don't have very many Ambush Champions, so I'm going to cut 2 Frost Giants. Go down to 1. It's a little situational. If I had multiple Frost Giants in my hand, I would not be very happy. So we will go ahead and use this as our split. I'm going to go over to the Sage cards here. I think I am going to play Frantic Digging. I think I'm going to run out of cards quite frequently in this deck. And the question is, do I want Warrior Golem, Force Mage, or Shadow Imp? I think we're going to do the Wilds first and see if we have too much removal in the 0-cost department, and then we'll come back. So it's probably, we don't really have much recycle. So I'm going to go ahead and play Wolf's Bite and Flame Spike in this deck. You could also run Spore Beast. I think Spore Beast is reasonable, so is Flash Fire. I think I'm going to play the Flash Fire here just as a way to clear out small token decks and whatnot. And then we'll slide over back to stage. And I'd say now, looking pretty good. I mean, we have 3 0-cost ways to remove 0-cost champions. So we don't need to run Force Mage. We could run Warrior Golem. I think I am going to run Warrior Golem just because you don't get to play that card. I don't play that card in very many decks, so I think this is a good deck for it. We'll go ahead and run 2 of it to start. See how it does. We'll call this one, I have always called this, the variations of this deck, Untouchables. And we don't actually have that many untargetable champions in the deck, but you'll notice that they really shine here. We're going to have 3 Sea Titans and 3 Steel Golems. The rest are going to be normal. Sometimes I'll play Crystal Golem in this deck, but it's not really necessary. Yeah, it's true. That's why buffs are a little sketchy. Alright, and let's go ahead and get gaming with this new deck that we just made. Untouchables. Now, I'm not sure if 3 Savage Uprising is correct. We might want to run Hurricanes, at least 1 Hurricane in place of 1 Savage Uprising, because sometimes you want to hit 0-cost champions, but that's what we're going to do for now. So I'll go back over to the deck list so I can talk about my deck choices a little bit before the game starts. Untouchables. So, alright, basically Deadly Raid. And we're going to, the goal of this deck is to build up a gigantic board. When I say gigantic, I mean the minions are big. We're going tall, we're not going wide. And then we're going to use a combination of Deadly Raid and Battle Cry as our finishers. So these cards are going to, basically if our giant champions are attacking, if we have 2 or 3, play one of these, and then our opponent has to either clear the board or we win. That's our game plan. Now, a big feature of this deck is that you don't really need to have board wipes because you just position yourself such that your opponent either board wipes or you win. So you keep doing that, and then if they don't clear the board, then you win. And honestly, just throw giant champions at them. It's pretty fun. It's easy to play, in my opinion. And you also get to run a couple of cards like Ancient Chant and Frantic Digging, because you just need to draw more cards more than other decks. You have so many champions that just kind of exist, if that makes sense. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and put this, I'll add this deck to the stream deck lists while I'm at it here. Usually I wait a little bit, but now's a good time. So I'll just update it if I make changes to this deck. I probably will. Alright. Toss it in there. Alright. And we're all set. card that I've also considered for this deck is, what was it? I also really like Helion and Erase in this deck. Helion's really nice because it's just such a good punisher for your opponent. If they play an ambush champion, then you play this, you can gain control of your ambush champion and then attack them with it, and then they don't get to block. But also, if you play it off turn and you loyalty itself, the deal 2 damage to each of up to 2 targets, and then you do it again on your turn, is a good way to compensate for a deck that doesn't have a lot of small champion removal. So for some reason I didn't want to run Flamespike, Flashfire, Wolfspite, then I would probably put Helion in this deck for a 1-cost card, just to help deal with those type of cards. Another card which is perfectly reasonable in this type of deck will be Juggernaut, just because it's an aggressive Sage card, and it's very efficient. It's very hard. If you just play this on turn 1 and attack, your opponent's basically taking 9 and you're drawing a card. Sometimes they'll be able to stop it if it's late enough in the game and they have random stuff lying around, but it's one of the best cards to have after a board clear. And then Veldon's okay. I don't think it really makes sense in this type of deck. It would be a fine card. We could probably put 1 in if we really wanted to. This might be a better card than Frost Giant in this deck. But I do think that when we play the Veldon, we won't have any cards, when we want to play the Veldon, we won't have any Sage cards in our hand. This deck will run low on cards pretty quickly. Alright, so we're going first. We are going to keep the T-Rex plus 2 wild cards. We're going to toss the Deadly Raid and keep the Vanishing. So this is a pretty easy mulligan, it's just mulligan Deadly Raid. Now one thing about this deck, which is very nice, is that mulligans are usually pretty straightforward. Usually you want to have your loyalty, and everything else kind of figures itself out. So we're going to go ahead and T-Rex. Here we don't want to show the Wolfspite, so I'm going to show the other 2. Usually like to hide my zeros when possible, unless I have a good reason. So now what'll happen is if Ransom here plays something like an Angel of the Gate, then that's a perfect Vanishing target. So Vanishing is in this deck because it's basically removal against a lot of cards. Like we will probably just Vanishing that. I guess I don't have to. I'm not going to, just in case I can get away with Savage Uprising plus. Well, let's do it. It's pretty useful here. I mean, we could get Konged, but we're basically just setting our opponent back a play by playing that Vanishing. And this is what I mean by card advantage. So when I play the Vanishing, Ransom can replay that, but we're basically getting a gold. Or I mean, we're cutting our opponent off a gold for 0. And I take 4. But it's going to be hard for us to deal with that Hunting Raptors efficiently here, so. Alright, they're on a Guilt Demon plan. So we're going to be taking 3, presumably. Sure. So what they should have done is probably either attack. Well, this is a fine play. This is a fine play. I'll go ahead and deal 5 to them and draw a card. Don't have a draw 2 anymore. Usually when your opponent has spent their gold already, it's fine for you to spend your gold, even if it's a time that normally you don't do it. I should really probably just Kong Drinker of Blood. Then we have to attack here, so we will. Now, I'm kind of hoping that one of these 2 die. I mean, I'm not hoping. If it happens, it's not a bad thing, because then I can play this Wolfspite and finish off that Guilt Demon and recycle. And I'm expecting a Hunting Raptors here. But also Vanishing would have been amazing here as well. So Vanishing is just a great card against a lot of decks, if you're very aggressive. And normally, most decks in Epic I would say are actually not aggressive, and I would call this an aggressive deck. Alright, they're just going to, I'm guessing, interesting, they're going for the block here. That's fine with me. Sure. Alright. Maybe they have a lightning strike to finish it off. I'm not exactly sure. So I do need to take advantage of this recycle right now. So I will go ahead and frantic digging away a flame spike. I could even do a frost giant here. I'll do a frost giant. Recycle both. This way I have a play to make next turn. And then I'm going to pass. Because if they whack me for 3 and do nothing else, I don't want to remove it. I don't want to spend a card removing that and then they clear the board here. You'll notice this Deadly Raid is looking pretty nice right now. We got 25 on the board. We got 2 Triceratops, yeah. And Triceratops is not looking so big at the moment. It's looking rather small. I'm guessing they're going to play a Triceratops. We'll just dome them for 5, or draw 2, but probably dome them for 5. Wolf's Bite, they're going to make some blockers and recycle. One nice thing about Wolf's Bite as well is that you can you can get their chump blockers with it. Relevant in this type of because what we're going to do is remove their jump blocker and then make an attack, and then if they want to spend their gold, then we can play Deadly Raid and win. Maybe this will get Feeding Frenzied or something. Something tells me that we're about to win though. Just a gut feeling in mind. Hope they're going to break it to draw it and make it zombie token. They also have a Feeding Frenzy for that. They're just recycling. Okay. So let's see, if I deal 5, they're 18, and then if I give this +2 attack, that's 14. They go to 4. Flame Spike, they're at 2. We're close. We're not quite there. We need like a Flame Strike. Or Flash Fire would do it too. Alright, let's do this. We'll Savage Uprising them. And then let's go ahead and let's go ahead and Flame Spike them. Well, I guess I don't need to do it. I mean, I'll do it right now just in case they have another Guild Demon. You puny Triceratops. It's true. Alright, so right now, if we Keeper of Secrets plus Deadly Raid, that's 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So right now we can win off the Deadly Raid. So I think that's going to be my plan. I'm just going to go for it. See if we win. Probably not running Spike Trap. I'm trying to think of what could mess this attack up. I can't think of anything. Maybe Spore Beast. So we're going to go ahead and Deadly Raid. Recycle away both of those cards. So this recycle happens after the card gets played. So it still works. It's ally ability recycle. So the card finishes resolving, then we recycle, which lets us recycle the card that we played. And then this will be lethal here if our opponent doesn't have a good response. We're going to chomp away our dinosaur. What? Should have played this other one. Oh man. If I had played this other one, we'd deal another 4 and then we'd win. So I guess that was a mistake on my part. So that means their hand is just 2 Triceratopses. So actually we're not in a bad spot right now, because they only have 2 Triceratopses, which means I can Frantic Digging. I don't even know if I want Frantic Digging. I probably don't. Probably just want to Wolfspite the Guild Demon and then pass. I'll Wolfspite that and play the Keeper of Secrets, so then the Keeper of Secrets can block 1 token. We don't care about cards in hand. That's fine. Who cares about cards in hand? Alright. They drew 1 new card. They had 2 Triceratopses. Alright, they're going to Triceratops. That sounds good to me. I think we're in a position to win here. We're going to Flame Strike them to death. Oh, they got another Guild Demon. Alright, they're going to get both of those then. That is a-okay. We are going to go ahead and take the 3. See if they want to get with any of these tokens. Probably wouldn't if I was them. Just dome them, so that way Lessons Learned wins us the game and any burn spell wins us the game. So if we draw either of those off the top, we just win. Not going to activate this because then it can't block the token if it attacks. There it is. That's how we did it, just in case we drew that. Alright, so that'll be game. That's how this deck works. I mean, we didn't actually play the Untargetable Champions, but you got to see that basically you get out big champions, and then you play something like a Deadly Raid, and usually their entire plan has to shift to accommodate that. But that game, I would actually say that did not happen. Because what happened was, let's see if we can get another game in with this. See if anyone else is on here. But, okay, good. We're up against Ruiz again. I'm going first. We have the Amazing T-Rex start. It's always nice. Probably don't need Frantic Digging in this hand, so I'll toss that. And otherwise, this hand's looking great. So I'm going to keep everything else except for that. We've got a nice draw 2 here. We're going to probably save Flashfire to be used as utility. And then Savage Uprising is just... it has a couple of different modes, which are nice. So I'm actually going to hide... I'll hide the Flashfire, actually. So go ahead and draw 2 here. Pass the turn. Flashfire is can be very powerful if not played around. Whereas Surprise Attack, opponent probably won't play around Surprise Attack. There's Angel of the Gate, so I wish I had Vanishing now. That'd be amazing. Alright. Rise is going to gain 5. We're up against some kind of, I'm guessing, mid-range. It has beaters. It's going to attack us, but also it is going to gain some health in the meantime. And we are going to blow them out with the Savage Uprising. Can you punish me? Do you have a deal 1 damage for 0? Most of these good decks don't. Yes! Alright, let's get in for 12. This is just silly. Oh man. There's Savage Uprising right there. Very good against Royal Escort. They're going to force field it. So this is effectively gaining them 5 health and drawing a card. That is fine with me. We're just going to draw 2 after combat here. We've got a T-Rex in play. We don't need to add any more pressure. And I don't, not like I have a real... I mean, if the Steel Golem had loyalty, I'd probably play it, but there's no need to just drop it. Wait, they knew about the Savage Uprising. That was one of the cards I revealed to loyalty. I don't know. Maybe most people only ever use the first mode because the first mode's more useful than the second mode. Alright, that Vanishing will probably come in handy. So will that Ice Drake. I'm gonna Frantic Digging. People are really liking Frantic Digging. And Force Field. I'm not a big fan of Force Field. I just feel like usually you want to be doing something to the board. Force Field is fine, and this is probably the only deck I would run it in is the Royal Escort one. I would consider running Force Field in that deck I was playing with the Gudgeon and Necromancer Lord and Royal Escort. It's perfectly fine time to play, because basically if you can keep your board state going, then you can win. Alright, they're really determined. They're going to give their Royal Escort unbreakable and untargetable this turn. Alright, but hey, yeah, it's not immune to being expended. So we will. I'm just deciding if I want to surprise attack it out. I think I do want to, because I want to try and find loyalty for this Steel Golem. Even though their champions are untargetable, they're still targetable. So we're gonna go ahead and expend those, and then try and get in for 12 here. What do we get shown? Angel of Light and Inner Peace. I wonder if this is the card deck. Well, in either case, we're gonna go ahead and attack for 6 first. See what our opponent wants to do about that. What's 18, 19, 20, 20, 22? Plus 6 would be 28, so I could have attacked for 28. Just going to shrink our stuff. Alright, that's fine. Steel Golem is here to the rescue. The last two are Angel of Light and Inner Peace. Now, Force Field does not apply to champions that are played after, which is why Blitz champions are very important. If you're an aggressive deck, you want to have some Blitz champions, because your opponent is going to be playing catch-up. You want to take advantage of that by applying pressure when they make greedy plays like this, spending your gold first. So we'll go ahead and do this, and we'll keep the Deadly Raid a secret, I guess. Get it for 13. There's really no need to get rid of. I mean, this is 3 health a turn, so maybe I'm vanishing it, but it's not the end of the world. Could actually kill my own thing to recycle twice. I might want to do that. I go 4, 5, 6, 7. I go up to a full hand. It's not bad. Alright, let's do it. Get Warrior Golem here, recycle just in case there's a Banish All, basically. Alright. So we're going to go ahead and draw. There's a lot of things happening there. So basically what happened was I drew a card from Wolfsbite recycling, I drew a card from Warrior Golem going to the discard pile, it recycles, and then also I drew a card because I banished Ancient Chant. This way I have a jump blocker for the Royal Escort in case my discard pile gets banished or the entire board gets banished. I still get my recycle off of the Warrior Golem. So it's basically just churning my discard pile into my hand with that play. We're going to go ahead and watch a Gargoyle here, so they still have Angel of Light and Inner Peace. So they're looking for maybe a Divine Judgment or some other kind of way to interact with my stuff. Otherwise, I'm going to be whacking them for a lot here. They are going to go ahead and gain a lot of health. We're going to be Deadly Raiding. Alright, so we know that they don't have an answer now. Oh man, it's just ridiculous. Let's go ahead and draw 2 with a Deadly Raid, because I'm going to draw 2 with something, but I don't actually know what I want to draw 2 with. I guess Flash Fire is 2 damage, so we'll go ahead and draw 2 with the Deadly Raid. this is going to be 25 plus 6 is, it's going to be a lot. I think we win. I'm not going to count it up. Go ahead and Flame Spike first, just in case we draw a Blitz Champion off the top. That's one of the reasons this deck has a lot of Blitz Champions in it. So you can play our Blitz Champion the turn that we're doing the Pump Everything. Just make one big attack. And that's going to be game, I think. We're going to gain a lot, but I'm pretty sure we win. All unblockable. Let's see, that's 29, 20, 37, 41. They're going to gain 3 and go to 41. They're at, we have exact lethal. If they play Inner Peace, they gain 13. So they would gain 5 more if they played Inner Peace. So they can go to -5 here. They probably don't realize that Deadly Red gives everything unblockable. Realizing that now. And that'll be game. Good game, Drew Wise. And good games, everyone. That'll be wrapping it up for the stream. So I actually feel pretty good about this deck. I think it's a pretty straightforward deck to play. So, you know, next time you're in the constructed queue, or if you're just looking to play some games, I highly suggest this deck. It's pretty nice. Nice deck to relax to. And I'll post the deck lists in the Twitch chat as well, if you would like to try them out. They were some good games. That first Kark one was ridiculous. But otherwise, yeah, great games. And I'll always be down to play some Constructed. So I'll be back on Friday, and I'll be bringing Duels so we can see some of the new cards, and I'll build some decks with the new Duels cards. In the meantime, take it easy. Yeah, big dumb monsters, right? And there's 2 untargetable ones. Even though it's not too much. Alright, good night.